Nostalgia can manifest itself in many forms. Often attached to a time, place, or both, something as simple as a smell or sound can transport you to a time now long gone. What started as a psychiatric disorder which saw melancholy soldiers get sent home from war, nostalgia is now much better known as a bittersweet emotion that has the capacity to be good for an individual. It's not uncommon for nostalgia to be a combination of sadness and joy, usually reflecting on a good time from the past and mourning the loss of that time or place. These reflections on the past often include memories of close friends and family, a sense of significance, or a time with a lack of responsibility, no deadlines, financial burdens, a time of complete freedom. Minecraft is a game about freedom. With an entirely manipulable world with no limits on what or where you can build, Minecraft stands tall as a central monolith of sandbox video games. It's no surprise that Minecraft became such a phenomenon. Studies on why people chose to play a game have shown that the overarching factor is almost always that the game allows you to be your ideal self. In a world as open as Minecraft's, your ideal self often subconsciously pours into the game. Different styles of players, such as farmers, builders, or explorers, will, without realizing, engage in a way that allows for them to have the most personal fun. Being one of the most inclusive games ever created, it's no surprise there's such a collective nostalgia surrounding Minecraft. The open-endedness of the game allows anyone to pick it up and realize their dreams within its endlessly generated worlds. But to me, the nostalgia manifests itself not through its simple and inspiring gameplay, but its iconic soundtrack. Created by C418, the soundtrack of Minecraft is capable of filling countless minds with an entire childhood of memories. Late nights, hunting deep in caves for diamonds, or finally finishing your ultimate survival base would be special on their own, but often these memories come back when hearing the charming melodies and key tones of C418's beautiful music. Minecraft's soundtrack acts as a kind of portal to a previous time and place, transporting me to an old childhood bedroom or a time before a life-altering event. As mentioned before, when feeling nostalgic, the memories that come to the front of the mind are those of close others, momentous events or settings, and these can be a signifier to much more than joy. It's been found that these feelings can be seen as continuity between someone's past and present self, and that nostalgia can facilitate positive perceptions of the past of one's life and indicate a sense of meaning. Now listen, I'm not saying that the soundtrack to Minecraft could reveal the meaning of life to you, but I don't think it's a bad place to start. This longing for how you felt when you were first playing Minecraft, often induced by just the soundtrack, probably starts as bittersweet, missing a period of your life, but this longing is inevitably linked to where this memory took place and most crucially, the meanings associated with that longing. Perhaps a meaning that makes you say, I long for my teenage years. I long for my teenage years. They weren't too long ago, but I still find myself thinking back to times 3 or 4 years ago and finding myself feeling nostalgic. At this time, I was still in COVID lockdown and I had nothing better to do than crack out my old skateboard and learn something new. What followed was years of new friends, late nights, and self-improvement. At a time of such existential uncertainty, I found a group of people just like me and a hobby to bond over. Yet, just like Minecraft, what brings me back to these times the most is the music. I was introduced to an album called Twin Fantasy by a band called Car Seat Headrest. An album which follows love and loss, fears of growing old and ill, and uncertainty about life. And as a teen, watching a pandemic crumble the world around me, the album was cemented deep into my subconscious. These days, when the album comes on whilst I'm shuffling playlists, I can't help but think back to what a unique time COVID was. The only time in my life where everything stopped. No school, no job, nowhere to go or be, just time. A seemingly infinite amount of time. Twin Fantasy was the soundtrack to my later teenage years, the same way Minecraft was the soundtrack to my preteen years. Both of which defined an era of my life, and specifically eras which were themselves defined by freedom and blissful ignorance. This is not to say that no other media makes me feel nostalgic. It was in fact whilst watching the 2009 film Coraline that I had the idea for this video. Other honourable mentions go to Speed Racer, whose opening scene made me shed a tear the first time I rewatched it in adulthood, The Polar Express, Wii Sports, and Skate 3. I think a collection of films and games, ones that make you personally feel nostalgic, is such a necessary thing to have, and what a privilege it is to be able to listen to music or watch the intro to a film and feel a sense of joy or meaning for your life. But why Minecraft? What makes it so universally nostalgic, and why was it the focus for this video? My answer is that it encapsulates everything you lose as you get older. The ability for expression, exploring, for freedom is lost as you start to work and age, but Minecraft remains a stage, one independent of time or bias, for all of this to take place. This on-demand access to nostalgic memories is a priceless and beautiful thing to experience, not just through Minecraft's soundtrack, but any music, and nostalgia can come in any form. For some it's wishing you were back in your childhood home playing a game about cubes, or for some it's wishing you could still do a half-cap flip. But broadening the scope to further than myself, nostalgic memories offer continuity, offer meaning of self, and can act as a reminder that you're on the right track. One of the primary human challenges is carving out a meaningful existence, and yet it's been observed that nostalgia can counteract uncertainty by acting as a barrier between yourself and existential dread. And lastly, before I go, about what I said earlier about the meaning of life. Maybe it can't be found in Minecraft's soundtrack, but if you're feeling down or unsure about your future, maybe load up Minecraft and see where your heart takes you, because it sure works for me. Thanks for watching.